Hello everyone, what a miserable, horrible, miserable day it is today in the UK. If you're here in the UK, it's dark, it's dull. I didn't sleep very well last night. So I'm definitely going to put some of this primer on because I'm in need of a bit of a boost, the Blossom Primer. Now, because I was very tired and didn't sleep well, it kind of decided for me what I was going to do today. And I'm going to make sure I turn these comments on because otherwise I'm going to be stuck like I did last time. Hopefully I've turned the comments on now. I'm going to put some of this Blossom Primer on just to glow up my skin a bit because it's drinking it in. Look at that. Do keep an eye out on his website because he has had reductions on this all week. Look at that as opposed to that side. Right. Someone's joined me and yet my comments. Ah, there we go. Hello, Stacey. I was getting worried I couldn't see my comments again. Right. Now today I was going to do, all sorts of inventive things. My stamina is pretty poor today because I didn't sleep very well last night. But there is something that I got that is not going to take up too much of my stamina. And I haven't reviewed it yet. And that is, I got chapter 2 of the P Louise chapter books. Do you remember that I showed you? I'm going to just remind you, a couple of weeks ago, I got, and I'm going to show you something else that's just arrived in the post as well, if I can. But I got this, remember? And it's a book, and it's got your eyeshadows, and it was chapter 1, and then it's got your blushes, and it's got your bronzers, and it's got your highlighters. Well, I bought chapter 2. I know, I'm a naughty girl, but I like the idea of it, and especially at the moment, these might be something that I keep upstairs so that when I haven't got the energy, I can... Hello there, Emma. So this one is chapter 2. Okay, so you've got all the peaches. Hello there, Terry. So all your peaches, and then you've got more peachy toned blushes, and then you've got bronzers again for all skin tones, and then you've got highlighters. Now I thought I'll do a look, and if I've got time I'll do a comparison of the two in the swatches. Okay, they look quite a bit darker, these highlighters, than the ones before, but we shall see. So I thought let's do a look using that. Now something arrived today that I ordered yesterday, which has come back in stock, and my sister alerted me to, and it's made by Mitchell, and I didn't know when this was first out, otherwise I would have jumped at it. I'm trying to open the... It's one of those that's going to need some scissors. My son is, by the way, on half term, and I said to him, Jack, would you mind bringing Mum's tea down? Because I couldn't carry it down the stairs. And he went, yes, Mum, and he's fallen back to sleep. Typical teenager on half term. Mind you, I can't have a go about him being up all night because I was up all night. Now, this is the made by... Now, I understand this is called... Now, they're £10, these. Sometimes they have them on offer for £5. But you know I like the Made by Mitchell gel glazes. And I completely missed this release. But it's back in stock. And it's called Cosmo. And as I understand it, it's a real multi-chrome. It's a real alley shade. So I'm just going to take this off. Now, when you look at the top, it doesn't look exciting, but oh, when you go beneath the surface, it does. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's lovely. Cosmo. So if you like that kind of shade, run, don't walk, because his stock of these kind of one-off shades doesn't stay for long. There's nothing in it for me to say that, because I'm not earning commission, but I just from experience know that when he brings back these shades that are not sort of your regular shades, they don't stay in for long. That's lovely. I might see if I can incorporate that in today's look. Anyway, you can see that I've just put on some of the Blossom Glow. And something else I want to try that I got this week. It's a good thing about giving up. You got more money to spend on makeup. And why not? Right. I'm going to get my foundation. Come on, foundation. What have I done with you? Everything's around me so that I don't have to stand up. Here we go. Right. Let's put on some TCE. Now, I'm not going to use the Doll 10 primer because I've got the Daniel one on. So how is everyone and how is Emma? I say how is Emma because I haven't seen you for a while, Emma. Not that I'm complaining. I know you're a busy girl. What's been going on in your life? Ah, here's Jack. Jack, you haven't forgotten my tea, have you? Thank you, darling. Right, I definitely need some brightening concealer. Let's put on that colour corrector as well. I definitely need my colour corrector. I've got a spare one of these because I just can't do without my colour corrector. The question's going to be where I'm going to put my tea when you bring it down. Thank you, darling. Right, I know where I'll put it. There we go. Thank you, darling. Right, so I'm just going to use my fingers to put this on. Just off work at the moment. It's not very well. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Emma. And how's Stacey at the moment? Are you feeling better, Stacey? And Charlie? Going to try and do a more chatty, interactive get ready with me today. But you know me, when I get engrossed in the makeup, I kind of forget. Not forget to talk to you guys, but I just get so engrossed in the makeup that I forget that there's comments coming up. Oh, I've just dropped the lid. Just hold on a minute, guys. I've dropped the lid in my bag and I've now got to go rooting for it because it's fallen right to the bottom of my bag. How annoying. There we go. There's that bit. Where's the lid? There's the lid. Right. Now I'm going to put on some concealer and then I want to try out something else that I got. Something that you know, just before I went into hospital, I went to a beauty event with my sister. And, come on, concealer, where are you? I'm talking to my makeup again, guys. There it is, it's out. I went to a beauty event with my sister, and I was trying out products while I was there. That, you know, things that you don't want to buy before you try. And when I got out of hospital, I had a kind of list of things that I'd tried at the beauty event that I had on my list, and the colours and whatever. Oh, he's got a cold. Do you know what, though? When they start at school and at nursery, and I know he's not at nursery anymore, but they pick up everything. But it eventually, it seems like it goes on forever, but eventually it does stop. It's just their little immune systems take a while to get used to all the bugs and germs. Right. The other thing, by the way, that I got a little sample size of, a little travel size, and I buried it in a box. And last week I thought, I know where it is, I'm going to get it, and I want to try it out. And it's the newly formulated Charlotte Tilbury Take It All Off eye makeup remover. And boy, is it good. It got all my makeup off last night. You know, all the Carla Cosmetic stuff in one swipe. It's really good. So I'm definitely going to be getting a full size of that. I was going to get a full size of the toner, but I think the toner's quite expensive for what it is for being a toner. What do you guys think? It's like £40 for the full size of toner. And I know, you know, toner's good, but it's not your essential step. The Take It All Off, though, is great. It's £25 for the full size. And I bought the travel size for £12 to try it out. And then never got round to trying it out. And it is definitely worth it. Right, now, this is what I want to try out next. You use it every day. So do you think it's worth £40? I mean, I've got the little one and I love the smell of it. And I love the fact that it's got niacinamide in it. I've got hair sitting there somewhere and it's invisible, but it's annoying me. Right, now this is one of the things. Getting back on to this event. And I tried this out and it felt so smooth. It was on offer. Okay, well, I'll consider then. If not, I might get another travel size for now. But this one is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder, right? Now, when I swatched this, when I was at this event, it felt so finely milled. It just felt so soft that I thought, got to get me some of that. Now, I've got shade medium, which is what she suggested. You can get the white brightening one as well, but I just went for the medium. Now, the thing about this is it's so fine, it doesn't look like you got it on. Now, the only thing that I've noticed is because it's so fine, it doesn't get rid of my little light things that I try and get rid of underneath. But it is very good quality. It doesn't settle into fine lines. And it doesn't overly mattify, which is why it's not doing a lot to that shiny bit under there. But I can use another powder for that. But it's great for that delicate area. Definitely. And I might put some actually on my eyelid. Just to try that out. So, yeah, I've been getting little bits and pieces and then been meaning to go and do little videos. And then I'm just struggling so much with fatigue. Now, let me see. Another little thing that I wanted to show you is, before I put this palette on, I'm going to get round to doing a whole video on the Carla stuff. I was watching a P Louise video. Now, I don't know if you noticed, you probably can't see it here, but I've had a few things that have happened to me since coming out of hospital. Now, one of the things is, you probably noticed I've not been wearing nail varnish. Now, if you can see, they look disgusting, but can you see how my nail has moved away from my nail bed? Now, apparently, I finally found someone who answered me on this. She said it happened in November. Whatever happened in November. I said, yeah, that was when I was in intensive care. And apparently, because I had a blood transfusion, which means that your blood oxygen is affected, apparently the first place... I've got no teeth. No, I haven't. Because I can't get them fixed right now because I've had major surgery. So anyway, so apparently it's because the oxygen came away from under my nail bed, right? And that is what caused this. And it's also caused this. And it's meant that I can't get my teeth fixed. Right, now, we are going to put on this brow balm by P Louise. Because I'm on blood thinners, by the way, that's why. So if I have this dental work done, I will basically bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed. So I've got to wait until April. Can you see where I've got the gap? But I love this brushed up look. Oh, thank you, Terry. Now, when I saw this online tutorial by P Louise, I said that I loved her brow balm, this one. And by the way, I've also just bought the new Anastasia Beverly Hills, what's it called? She's bought this out, the Brow Freeze, but she's bought it in a wand. And I'm going to do a review where I compare the Brow Freeze in that, the Brow Freeze in the wand, and this, and tell you which one I prefer. But I said, I love it, but what goes over it? I didn't get any of the lip kits, to be honest. I've got so much stuff made by Mitchell. I want to start using some of it first. Can you see now, when I sweep it up, you can see where the gaps are. And this I got on Amazon, and it's a little set from Real Techniques where you get these 3 brushes. So you get, no, that's a P Louise one. Let me show you. You get this one if you want to really fluff up your brows and you've got thick bushy brows. You get this one, which is a double-ended spoolie and then a liner. And then you get this one, which is a smaller one, which you can really go in and shape with. And then you get this, which you can press it down with, like so. Now, I'm going to use this one because P Louise was saying when you do your brows, the best thing to go over it, because once you put that brow freeze, it's quite waxy and it's difficult to get a product over the top. It goes, but it's a bit difficult. Now, she does this brow paint. Now, this is £14, but there's a lot of product in here. Look, you can see. You squeeze a little bit out on your hand, and it's going to last you for such a long time. Now, the idea is that you pick it up. So I'm using my hand as a palette. You pick it up and then just do that to make sure you got the excess off, or you're going to get blobs. And then you can start putting in fine hairs. Thank you for the hearts. And especially where I've got that gap at the moment. There we go. I'm not going to go over the top, but I'm going to just lift it slightly in the middle. Lift the arch. Right. I wish I knew what I'd done with my wipes. Ah, here's one. Hello, hearts and smiley faces. Right, so let's now dig into this P Louise palette. And make sure I've got the right chapter. You can have a shout out, Rhett. I say hello to all my guests, if I can read their names. Right, so this, hello to Lee and hello to Rhett. But any funny comments, I'm just going to block them, okay? I'm not saying that you're about to give me a funny comment, but we had a whole day of it last week, and I'm not putting up with it. I'm not in the mood to be putting up with any silly comments, okay? Right, now, here is the peach palette. Hello, Ryan. Right. So, we're going to use this. And I'm going to go in, first of all, this has still got the plastic sheet over, because I have not looked at any of this since I bought it. I always save it for you guys so that I dip in first of all. I'm fine, thank you. Right, now, let's get this sticky stuff off. I'm going to go in first of all with this sort of transition-y shade. It's a peachy browny shade called Bookkeeper, and I'm going to just put a little bit of that first of all it could go really orange, which it has, but it's got a bit of brown in it as well. Hello, Lucy. Thanks for joining, sis. I have a feeling we should have set you up as moderator already, Lucy, because I think we're getting silly comments again. I don't know, but hopefully not. Right. So this one is called Bookkeeper. Now, my sister's got this palette. So I'm going in with Bookkeeper, first of all, just to build up the shadow in my socket. Thank you for all the hearts. Right, and then I'm going to build it up. Now, the thing is, it goes from this kind of neutral brown to really dark brown. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of high standards. But I'm really going to target it in the socket. MBM lashes are launched. Thank you, Lisa. Now that looks quite red. It's quite a reddy brown, which is okay, but I do not want to put that under my eyes at the moment because reddy browns do not do you any favours if you're feeling a bit tired. Thank you. Well, when you watch the replay, you'll see what I used on it. It was P Louise products that I used on my brows. Now, let's go in. Now, this one, Achieve It All, is even darker and a bit intimidating, but it looks a bit more of a cool toned brown, whereas that one is quite orange. So, yeah, that's what I want. So I'm going to pop a bit of that in the corner. But when you blend it out, it looks red. It's a bit Walk of Shame-ish, this, if you compare it to Charlotte Tilbury. I'm from the UK. Aww. How old's your daughter, Lisa? Are we talking a young child or? Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Lisa's daughter. If you want to give me her name, I'll give her a shout out. Yeah, so it's looking quite red. So these brown shades look quite red. And I'm not going to go under my eyes with the red. Patricia. Hello, Patricia. And a happy birthday for tomorrow, Patricia. Happy 8th birthday tomorrow. Right. Now, this one looks really red, but I'm gonna go for it. Why not? Let's put a little bit of this in. I want to see what these colours, because they always blend beautifully, the P Louise colours. So it's actually starting to look quite burgundy, this look, even though I thought it was going to be quite peachy. I just want to use as many colours as I can get away with. But I'm going to blend it up with some of these peachy tones to take some of the red out of it. So I'm going to go in with Flip Through. There's quite a lot of the peachy tones. And this is what they do, by the way, on P Louise, is they use a lot of colours and blend out till it's seamless and you can't see any line at all. So the flip through is a really good kind of transition-y shade. That was Patricia. And then I'm going to just... I'm going to use a bit of this. Now, this is matte. At the top, it's got a very slight shimmer to it. So I'm going to put that up here. It's only very slight. Just to blend it out to next to nothing. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, before, there's some lovely shimmers on here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to find one of P Louise's, I've forgotten what she calls them. Let me just get them out and I'll show you what I mean. They're her liquid colours, liquid bases, and I'm going to find one that I can use underneath. No, I don't want a pink one. Just excuse me for a minute. I don't want a pink one. I want an orangey one. Okay. Now, this is quite bright orange, but I don't mind because it's going to be a base and it's going to make what I put over the top of it look pop more. Right, I'm just going to clean this because I'm going to put it on with this this that I used yesterday, because it is quite good at just doing a kind of cut crease. I'm not going to do a mega defined cut crease because when you get to my age, you can't really, because especially when you've got hooded lids, you can't get this really mega defined. But I'm just going to put this on. And it's going to look weird for a minute. Because this is just the base. So don't be shocked. Yes, that's one of the reasons I've not come round to the lip kits, is because they've got existing shades that Lucy and I have already got. I agree with you, Lucy. It feels like he's bought something out and he said it's new and it's a new kit, but there's existing things in it. They've got new items in them, yeah, the lip liners, but they're not all new. Now I'm going to take this up slightly higher. To cheat a higher mobile lid. Anyone joining at the moment think, what on earth is she doing? You actually like the pink and orange. Right, well, that is just the base. And this, by the way, is called... This is the P Louise OTT Orange, it's called. And it's a cosmetic base. And I love using these as a base for my eyeshadows. And certainly as a base for her shimmer shades. And I wish I could find that wipe, because I've got so much here that needs cleaning. Never mind. Oh, she's got new products out. Hello, Hairy Poppins. That's a funny name. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to take this again, I've just cleaned it off with my fingers, is I'm going to take this shimmer shade, which is called You Are Magic, and I'm going to pop it over the top. They're so creamy, the shimmer shades. The poster in the back. Can you see? It says, I laughed so hard, tears ran down my legs. And then it's a card that my sister got me. So I'm just setting this at the moment. Now that's still quite dark, but I'm going to lighten it up. Thank you. Thank you for the supportive comments. Now I am going to go in with something a bit lighter because I'm definitely, you know, orange is the opposite to purple, and I love wearing purple, but this is not my comfort zone by any means. But I want to now go in with my finger, and I'm going to go into this one called Chapter 2, which is a lot lighter, and I'm going to put that in the middle all the way to there, and gradually lighten it up a bit. Thank you. Someone, by the way, I'm just letting you know, because I am self-conscious about it. Someone pointed out that I'm missing a tooth. I am missing half a tooth at the moment. And just letting you all know that I basically cracked a tooth just before ending up in hospital with a serious health problem. And because of the tablets and the medication I'm on at the moment, I can't get it fixed because I'm on blood thinners, and it would mean that I would bleed badly. So, yes, my teeth are in a bit of a state. Now, I want to try another one because you know me, I love glowy shades. Let's try this Go to Glow. They all look quite dark. I wanted to lighten it up a bit. I'm fine now, but I've been in intensive care, and that's why I can't get my tooth fixed until April. So you'll just have to excuse my missing tooth. I like it, but it's very dark on my lids. I really want to lighten this up a bit. Really out of my comfort zone. Anyway, have we got anything lighter? No, they're all quite dark. They're all quite dark. I might come back to this in a minute. But I tell you what, I said to you that purple is the opposite to orange. And it's also great for contrasting because it's the opposite shade. I'm going to put this in my waterline. This is the purple Daniel Sandler liner. And it will really make that orange pop because orange is opposite. Do I wear makeup every day? No. No, I don't. I think it's good to give yourself days where you're clear of makeup and let your skin breathe. And certainly since I've been ill, I've been suffering a lot from fatigue, just trying to recover from what I was in hospital for. So definitely not every day, but it does give me a lift when I put it on. Now, what I'm going to do in a minute, I think, because I just want to, at the moment, I'm not completely happy with this, because the shades that I've got in my socket are quite subtle, and then I've got a very bright shade on my lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bronzer shades. And P Louise does that a lot in her tutorials. If you ever go to P Louise tutorials, you can actually watch a really long masterclass. If you're a makeup artist or you're interested in becoming one, they're really good things to watch. So I'm going to take one of these bronzer shades and I'm going to just build up a little bit more in the socket. Then I'm going to go in with one shade darker but a little bit more neutral. Now I'm beginning to like that better. You like the eyeliner? That's the Daniel Sandler purple eyeliner. It's a long-lasting, waterproof. It's called Purple Velvet. And I think he had them in on his website this week because it's his anniversary, 19 years since he's had a shop. They were on there for £8. I don't know if they're still on offer, but even when they're not on offer, they're £10 and they don't budge. Right, I'm going to go in with one more, the darkest bronzer, but I'm just going to put that in the outer corner and right in the socket to really just get some shape going in my lid. This one is the darkest bronzer in the palette. Because I've got hooded lids, I just want to accentuate that shadow to make my lids look less hooded. And you can do that because if you've been watching me since 2016 or 17, you'll know what my catchphrase is. Come on, Stacey. Come on, Emma. What's my catchphrase? Just because it's a bronzer, you can still use it because... pigment is pigment. Terry, oh, you do... I could order more and get free shipping. Well, I tell you what, if we'll have a little online chat, just you and me, and I'll come up with some ideas for you of things that I think you would like. I definitely think this Blossom Primer, and I think if you mix it with the bronzer as well, but we'll have a little chat just together, you and I, and I'll help you, and I'll see whether or not there's a maximum. As I said, I'm not getting any commission. It's just Daniel's such a lovely guy, and he's so good at what he does. Now, let me just move over. I'm going to use some of this now as a bronzer. And I'm just going to take this one here. So there's different bronzers for different coloured skins. I'm going to go in with a quite neutral one. And be aware that they are very pigmented. So do tap your brush. I'd rather be a bit careful than go overboard. I'm going to go one shade darker because I'm quite pale today, but this is quite a warm shade. So again, I'm just being a bit careful. That's it. It's quite warm. But the very dark shade is a very cool shade as well, which is actually very good to, you can squeeze your bronzing brush and use it as a contour. But I'm just putting it right by my ears. Just to mimic that shadow. And then a little bit round my double chin. Because I keep it real, ladies. Now, should we get to the blushes? The blushes are beautiful. Right, I've just got to take the plastic off this as well. So you know I've not tried this before coming on here. Now again, you've got every shade of peaches and pinks. I want to do something a bit peachy pink. I quite like this one, I think. I'm going to try this one, and I'm going to go in again with my bronzing brush and give it a good tap. Oh yes, I like that one. This one, oh, this one doesn't have a name, but it's this one. If I show you, it's this one here. It's got a bit of pink in. It's got a bit of peach in. It reminds me a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury Peachy Pink. And I can't think of the name of it at the moment. I just keep forgetting names at the moment. I'm terrible. Of course, I haven't done my mascara yet. So at the moment, my eye look is probably not looking that finished. But I wanted to just show all these products. Now you've got some gorgeous little pinks here. And what you can do is just take a bit of the, I'm going to take this really dark pink and just pick up the tiniest bit and put it in the middle of my cheek. Because that looks really natural. Is, you know, when you get that flush of colour when you've been moving around. It's very rarely that your cheeks look peach or they look pink. They often look like a combination of both. Ecstasy, thank you. Ecstasy. Stacey remembers. I'll show you the DS powder again in a minute. I'll use it to finish off the look. Now, that's a really good question. Emma said, are the blushes and bronzers the same in each book? I can tell you that the blushes are definitely not the same, but I haven't checked about the bronzers. So, let me do some swatches here on my arm of these blushes. So, this is the peachy one, volume 2. Okay? And what she was saying is these are really good for makeup artists because you've got blushes here that's going to work for every skin tone. Right, the one that I just put on a minute ago is this one. I don't know what that is. I must have swatched something. Yes, oh, I know what that is. I swatched something and it got caught up in my sleeve yesterday. I've missed it, getting it off. Right, and then we've got this one. Then we've got this one. And then finally, the darkest pink is this one. Okay? So that's volume 2. Let me show you the blushes in volume 1. It's a great question. And I really want to answer the one about the bronzers as well. So just bear with me a second. Right, this is volume 1. Now, volume 3 was so popular, it sold out very, very quickly. But I believe it's coming back in stock the end of the month. And I think the reason it's popular, it's the kind of neutral brown ones. Now, you can see, look, if you look at these, there's no peaches in these at all. They're all pinks. So I'm going to just show you those. How am I going to show you those? I'm going to put them here. And then hold up both arms. So that's the light pink. So I would say if you want sort of pinky purple looks, go for volume 1. If you like peachy looks, peachy coral looks, go for volume 2. And if you just want something that you can use for work and it's sort of a neutrally brown, but you can ramp it up a bit for nighttime, then wait and go for volume 3. But you can see these are definitely different to volume 2. Oh, does she? Oh, do you know what? I'm jealous because when I was her age, there wasn't that many products now. There's so many products and they're affordable as well. Can you see? Now, they're quite different. So there's a lot more peach. There's a few pinks in here, but there is a lot more peachy toned blushes in there. And that's more, I think that's a little bit more full on, or if you've got darker skin tones. If you've got lighter skin tone and you want to go a bit more subtle, you probably go for this. And don't forget, I made this look a lot more bold by putting that base underneath. Okay, and I'm going to make this look even lighter in a minute with the highlighter. Now, the bronzers. Really good question about the bronzers. I don't know if the bronzers... What I'm going to do, because I've run out of arm space, Emma, but I've been wanting to know this myself, is I'm going to show you the two bronze books next to one another. If I can just... And then I'll try and swatch them later for you. Right. There is... That's volume 1. And that's volume 2. So they are actually volume 1. Volume 1 is a little bit darker than volume 2. You can see you've got really... The first shade is a bit lighter. Or is it the same? Let me have a look. No, definitely volume 1 has got darker shades. And volume 2 is lighter. You love the darker ones. Right, and then, of course, the highlighters. Let me see if I can show you this. The highlighters. I'm going to do a swatch of these two and put it on TikTok later, okay? So this is the highlighter of volume 1 that I showed you last week. And then let me show you the highlighters in this book, which I'm about to use. And I'm going to use some of them on my eyes as well, because it's still too dark on my mobile lid for me. I like to be a bit lighter on my mobile lid. So, again, this has got the plastic, so bear with me a minute until I take it off. Oh dear. There we go. These are the highlighters in volume 2. So they actually look a little bit darker, I would say, to some of the ones in volume 1. But I will definitely do a comparison of all the 3. Okay. Now I want to get my highlighter brush. Let me just see if I can. Thankfully, I've got some pajamas on that I can just wipe my hands on at the moment. So you've got this really light one, but it's got a gold fleck to it. Even though it looks white, it's got gold in it. Can you see that? And then you've got this one. And then you've got this one. I'm absolutely covered in makeup now. And then you've got this one. So they're warmer highlighters. And then you've got this pinky peachy reddy one. And then I'm just going to wipe this off on my pajamas, guys. A really deep gold, sort of copper gold. Then you've got a mid gold. And then the darkest one looks like that. Now I'm going to take the lightest one with my finger because I really want to lighten up the middle of my lid. It's better. And then I'm going to take this light gold and use that there. And I'm going to take the medium gold and put it a little bit over that blush. The darker pink highlighter would be lovely as a glowy blush. Let me put a bit of that on then. I'll put a little bit in the centre here. There you go. And the great thing is you've got all the colours in the palette that should go with one another. Let me try a bit of that darker pink highlighter on the outer corner of my lids. I think if I was to do this look again, I would go in with a peachier base. I don't like it too dark on my eyes. It'll be fine once I use a black liner. It needs a black liner to kind of... I mean, I've got the dark purple liner, but it definitely needs some mascara. So let's get some mascara on. What mascara have I got here? I know I've got my Charlotte Tilbury one. I was just going to use something different for a change, but no, let's use the Charlotte Tilbury because I can reach that one. but I'm using the Pillow Talk mascara from Charlotte Tilbury, the black one. She does another one that's got a more burgundy look to it, which could also work with this look, but I really want to frame the eyes. Hello, Emily Jones. Hi, put the light pink highlights. Which light pink highlights are you talking about, Emily? Do you like unicorns? Oh, thank you. Not particularly. I know that there's a big thing with Disney and unicorns and stuff going on, but I don't mind some of the shade. I love some of the kind of unicorn shades, some of the kind of multi-chrome shades. Right, we need to finish off with a lip product. And I'm just going to reach for something that's going to... Let's see what I've got around me that will go with this nicely. You know what I've just picked up? No, that's a matte one. I was going to use one of the beauty blush ones as well, but I'm not going to confuse brands today. Let me reach for a lipstick. Oh, that's all right. That was Patricia. What lipstick shall I use that is around me? That is around me right now. I know what I'm going to do. Because pigment is pigment, I'm going to take that peachy highlighter, this one, and I'm going to put it on my lips first. Now, that's a bit light, so I'm going to mix it with some of the, one of the peach blushes, this really dark peach blush. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it, not cover it, but I'm going to finish it off with this Bare lip gloss, which is called Bare Cuddles made by Mitchell, which is a kind of peachy red lip gloss. It should bring out the colour, which it does. And there we have it. So I hope you like the look today. Any questions? That's the one you mean. Oh, Terry, you wanted to see the powder. I was going to finish off with the powder, wasn't I? Let me get the powder. Right. So this is the powder. No, I didn't do beauty in university. Well, I did beauty. I did and I didn't. It wasn't why I did it, but I did some training in makeup artistry for stage makeup when I was 18. But I actually did a degree in music and trained as an opera singer. And it was when I was at Covent Garden when I was 18 that I did some training in stage makeup. So anyway, this is Daniel Sandler's powder. And I'm just going to take a bit of that. This is so lovely. It doesn't look in any way chalky. And you get a lot of product for your cash. And I'm going to go in now. I'm going to get those shiny bits under there to take that shadow away. Look. You can literally, I know I'm going to take a bit of glow off, but you can literally put this over your entire face and it's going to set your makeup, but it's not going to make you look chalky. It's a really beautiful product. Can you see? It's still keeping that glow that I've put on, but it's setting the makeup. That's why it's invisible. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you to Lisa. Thank you to Emily. Thank you to Sunshine, which is Emma. Thank you to Stacey, Terry, Mini Store. I've said hello to Lisa. I'm looking back to see if I've missed anybody. And Lucy, my sister, and Harry Poppins. And thank you all for joining me today, and I hope you like this look, and I'll catch you all again soon. I'm going to be popping up and showing you a few of my new purchases from Carla Cosmetics next. So thank you again, and I'll see you all soon.